Yeah, this one, I also watched this one last night. I really like the take on the idea of turning AI into a robot, like a physical thing that you can touch and interact with. And I like that there's like a reliance on us knowing that sports are kind of a benchmark for understanding how far a robot has come. So to use the baseball, whatever, as a way to indicate how progressive this robot is compared to others was really clever. And then to have it be overbearing and throw it too hard that it affects the other character, it shines light on the other side of like, now that's the thing that we're scared of, like now they're more powerful than humans. So to kind of combine all that together to push the story was really clever, especially for the prompt. The angles were really smooth. They would change. So like when you're on stage, we'd get like maybe like a wide angle, and then we'd get an angle off to the right. But the actor is in the same position, which is really clean, and that really like tied it together for the transition portion. Also, I kind of like the dark take on the robot responding like about like suicide and stuff like that. So that kind of sprinkling that into the story kind of grabs your attention and kind of makes you listen because you're like, oh, you just said something I didn't know you could put in this film festival, and I just heard it. So I'm like processing this, like, okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess some feedback. Even though the stage does have lighting, that doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be the best lighting for your camera and your sensor. And the sensor in your camera, and so maybe if you were to add some more key lights or just even hair light, anything just in addition to, even if it shows on frame because it's a stage setup that it seems like it would make sense, it wouldn't be like out of place. I just noticed that, and then yeah. So good job.
All right. Some standouts for me, I thought the performance that kind of felt like a TED Talk during the presentation was really effective. I thought the acting was strong there. Some of the writing was really strong there. And I was enjoying, especially the comedic pacing at the end. There seemed to be an audio issue in the middle, so I didn't catch some of the connective tissue with the friendship relationship, but what I'm assuming is that this character was a manifestation of someone who was an old friend that they hadn't connected with, and then they connected with them at the end. So I thought thematically that worked. I could fill in the blanks a little bit despite the audio issue. During that section, I also thought the freeze frame was really well done. That was really funny for me. The very slow kind of creeping zoom was pretty hilarious. I also liked the first-person POV. That kind of helped reinforce the inhuman nature of the robot AI. And a lot of the compositions were nice. I think the sense of depth in a lot of the compositions was really intentional. So nice work there. It's similarly, every time you make a low-budget movie, the audio thing is the hardest, right? I think that's true across the board, even for people who have any budget, and I know y'all don't. So, but always, trying to get room tone, trying to get a sense of place. If you're doing a presentation, just getting a sense of people chatting in the background would help a lot, even if it's really subtle. And that was most of my constructive feedback on it. Again, I would love to see it with the audio in the middle and get a whole sense of it. But yeah, nice work.